Hello my friends, today I have something quite special because I will be testing Carl Zeiss Biotar 40mm f2 lens made between 1940 and 1945, mounted on Sony A6500 made in 2016. I took this lens off very cool film camera WWII Luftwaffe, which was used as a gun camera, so it was synchronized with machine gun, and its purpose was to document aerial fights and confirm claimed victories. I will make a separate video about this topic in the future. Biotar lenses are well known especially for the sharpness and quite a unique rendition of background blur. This one is quite rare 40mm version with maximal aperture of f2. It is made to cover 24 by 24mm film because Robot has recognized the appeal of square format some 90 years before the Instagram, so it is basically an APS-C lens. I don't know if it can cover full frame sensor, but I will soon test it on A7 Mark III when it arrives. In this video I will be testing it with Sony A6500. This lens has robot mount, which is just 26mm thread. Fortunately, a company called Keepon makes an adapter for the E-mount. This lens is definitely made to last. It is full metal construction, of course. It is very small but quite heavy. In terms of controls, there is very smooth aperture ring with scale that moves depending on the focus ring, so you sometimes have to look around for it. The focusing ring actually clicks, which is very unusual. It may have something to do with the fact that this is made to be focused once and then be mounted on the ME109. Both rings have very pleasant mechanic feel. Operating this lens is definitely a joy. Unfortunately, after 78 years, the oil inside of the lens acts more like a glue, so the focusing ring is quite difficult to turn, but I intend to have it restored, so that should be fixed. The closest focus distance is around 60 to 70 centimeters, so it is unfortunately not suitable for any type of semi-macro shots. Using this lens on Sony A6500, which is technologically very advanced camera, is actually very pleasant experience because all of the modern technology like the metering, automatic ISO, automatic white balance and so on still works. Even the in-body image stabilization works great, and what I found to be especially useful is the focus peaking. I found that to work great and very accurately even with this lens, and the focus magnification that I have assigned to a custom button makes it very easy to focus accurately with this 78-year-old lens. So overall it is a very pleasant and sort of hipster cool experience to use this combination of modern and antique equipment. Regarding the image quality, there is a bit of haze in this lens, not much, and it is actually very easy to correct it with the dehaze tool in Lightroom. Just for fun, I have compared it to Nikon 40mm f2.8, which is very sharp APS-C lens. At f2 it is actually quite soft, the corners are really bad. I actually completely avoid using f2 on this lens, unless I intentionally want that very vintage look which f2 provides. Already at f2.8 it matches the central sharpness of the Nikkor, and it actually destroys the Nikkor in terms of micro contrast. Modern lenses can't really achieve that kind of micro contrast. I will explain why in some other video. The corners are still very soft. At f4 it is incredibly sharp in the center and the contrast is just astonishing, as you can see. The Nikkor still has some problems with chromatic aberration, whereas the Biotar does not. At f8 the corner sharpness is finally usable, f11 is very similar. The color reproduction is also very interesting. The colors are actually much more realistic than with the Nikkor, which gives quite cold colors in the comparison, so the color reproduction is very interesting here as well. I went to Bratislava to make some more samples. Most of the time I use it at f8 to have some corner sharpness, so I haven't tested the bokeh much. I have to say that I do like the outcome. It definitely has some vintage character. Those colors are just beautiful in my opinion. I actually do intend to use it like my other lenses once I get it restored, simply because it is just so much fun to use. Also as a tribute to my grandfather, who took this camera as a trophy from the Eastern Front and gave it to me, and also as a tribute to Carl Zeiss and Robot, two great companies that contribute a lot to the development of photography equipment, and without them there maybe wouldn't be cameras like A6500 nowadays. So overall, I am very happy to have this lens, and I will also test it with A7 Mark III once it arrives, as I've said. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope that you liked this video and that you found it to be useful. Stay tuned for more videos and maybe consider subscribing if you don't want to miss my future content. I appreciate your feedback in form of thumbs up or thumbs down. If you would like to ask anything or share your opinion, please do so in the comment section, and see you next time.